Hi everyone, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
Today we are celebrating something exciting. It's Ramadan. So
Woo!
Ramadan Mubarak for everyone who is celebrating. You know that we celebrate all the holidays.
Yes.
Which one did we just celebrate? Mother's Day. And it was so fun, and it's important to celebrate and acknowledge cultures. So with Ramadan, it is a holiday that's celebrated by Muslims. There's 1.6 million Muslims around the world. Did you know that?
Oh yeah,
That's a huge number.
Huge, yeah.
Right? And Ramadan refers to scorching dryness or heat, and it's celebrated on the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and they follow a lunar calendar.
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, isn't that cool?
That's really interesting.
And learning about different cultures, it's exciting. So this is a holiday for a lot of people. It's the easiest to understand that way, that's celebrated by Muslims. And how it's celebrated, that this is a month of fasting. Now, there's some misunderstanding, like, do you eat all month? Do you not eat all month? Obviously, it's fasting.
That
you know?
was question.
Right.
It was really my question.
Like, how are you not eating all month? No. You have two meals, suhur and iftar. Suhur is in the morning, so it's like a breakfast, which you have to eat before the sun rises, and iftar is after the sun sets. So these can be really long days, especially in the summer months. That means you can go from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. sometimes without eating.
Wow.
Which is a long time. But another way to think of it is intermittent fasting. During this time, you can't have water, there is no physical contact with your partners. So it is really a cleanse, kind of a mental cleanse, and being grateful for the stuff that you have, the fact that you do get to eat food. There's so many places around the world that don't even get food. We see this here on the streets here. And you're kind of grateful. It's a spiritual cleanse, a mental cleanse, and a physical cleanse. Your body understands what it's like to go without, which is kind of beautiful. All of our cultures have something like that.
It's really beautiful, yeah, and to appreciate that, and then you give more value for what you're eating, for the things that you have. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and we want to celebrate those of you who are celebrating as well. So we have created a suhur and iftar meal for you guys. Okay guys, so to get started with our soup, we are going to turn the stove on, get the pot hot. While you're doing that, you're going to take your ginger, your garlic, and your onion. Now you need 2 onions that you know, so I usually chop one first, and then you take the second one and you can chop it. If the onion bothers you, use a bowl of water. It'll not bother your eyes anymore, but we're going to chop that, and then we're going to add it to our soup. So once you have your onions kind of chopped like this, it depends on how much you want to use. I usually put a little bit of oil to start. And you can use olive oil if you'd like, but olive oil, remember, it'll break down at a higher temperature. So what you want to do is you want to use a different kind of oil. So my favorite right now is sunflower oil. And sunflower oil just tastes really good as well. You just want to have a little bit, enough to cover the base of the pot because you will be stir frying. My trick with soup is that you want the onions to caramelize. Hear that sound? Take a look. You want your onions to caramelize. It tastes so much better in soups when it does. I like chunky garlic. I think it tastes really good. It cooks down in soup. Some people like it really tiny. It depends on what you prefer. And then you can have ginger. And ginger is better fresh, obviously. If you have the powdered stuff, it's okay to use. And you use as much as you want. Ginger prevents colds. Now some people like to peel the ginger this way. I prefer a peeler. You can do it, obviously you can see it works this way. And you will get off most of it. You can also use a spoon, which is an effective way in peeling your ginger as well. And you're going to chop this up. It's about 1/4 of an inch. I use as much as I need. It helps with colds. So when you get your ginger peeled the way you want it, I use a peeler with this kind of grated edge here, because what happens is when you use it in your soup, all you have to do is like this, and it'll peel tiny little portions into your soup. Look at that, it's already finely cut for you. Now if you're in a rush and you're hungry, you can always buy pre-chopped celery, onions, and carrots. And as you can see, it's pretty even. And what I like to do is I just like to put it in there along, see, I like to roast my garlic so it gets nice and dark, and if you could smell it right now, it's amazing. You just toss it in there. This will save you time. If you're in a rush and you are worried about sunrise or sunset, this is going to save you some time. And all you have to do is stir fry it in. Look at that. That's going to be the base of our soup that's coming. And while this is cooking, now if you're Desi, you have a spice dabba. We all do, right? I like to add just a spoonful of turmeric to this. Why? Because turmeric is anti-inflammatory and it tastes really good, adds a good flavor into it. Right here. Now we add mori, which is mustard seed, just a spoon. And yes, I haven't popped it yet, but it tastes really good when it's cooked in. And we add jira, which is 1 spoonful, which is cumin seeds. And the secret here is garam masala. You take a spoonful of garam masala. I mix jira into mine. I think it tastes better. I take about 2 spoons, and we let it cook. And if you need a little bit more oil, you can just add a dash so that all your vegetables will cook evenly. You're going to saute this for about 5 minutes. Look at that. It's all mixing in. The turmeric or haldi or halad is turning the vegetables a little bit yellow. And that is what you want to see. And you're going to cook this in just for a little bit so that the onions caramelize inside and it creates a nice base for our soup. So traditionally people use cayenne pepper. I think there's nothing wrong with using a nice little jalapeno in your soup because it adds a little spice, a little flavor to kick it up a little notch if you're looking for a little kick in your soup. This is too big. You need to make these smaller, and if you don't want the spice, you take out the seeds. The seeds are what makes the jalapeno spicy, so you can remove those if you prefer. If not, just a few pieces. 1 jalapeno really won't add the spice level too much, but it'll be enough so that you have some kind of flavor going on. So yeah, just small chunks like this without the seeds. And you just toss them in. And you stir them in and see you can hardly even see them and how this is becoming. You need 1 cup of red lentils. So this is about a cup. Now these lentils are pre-washed, so you don't have to wash them, which is nice. And then it wants about 6 cups of broth of your favorite choice. I use veggie broth. I'm just going to pour this in. You hear that? This is gluten-free, low-calorie, fat-free veggie broth, something that you can feel excellent about. And it's vegan. Now, after you've put in your broth, you are going to put in your garbanzo beans. Garbanzo beans must be drained before you put them in because the juice can sometimes affect somebody's stomach with a sensitive stomach. Those are your garbanzo beans. And stir it in a little bit. Look at that. It's going to already be so good. And then next we're going to add our cannelli beans. You can also use great Northern American beans. You're going to leave the liquid in on this one. It's going to add to the soup. Obviously it gets messy, but look at this. Look at these beans. This is what it looks like. That's what you're looking for. And then you are going to add diced tomatoes. I like to drain my tomatoes. You don't have to, but I think if you drain them, it's a little bit better. These are your diced tomatoes. You've added all this in. Obviously, you can use 2 pots if you want to. I like 1 pot. Some of your liquid is going to boil out because it's a lot, obviously. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add cardamom. You're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of cardamom powder into it. And this is going to give it its unique smell. That's how much that is. You are next going to cover it. You're going to let it cook. You can do 1 hour to 1.5 hours, depends on how much time you have, but really check on your lentils. Your lentils are your indicators of how long it's going to take. And look at all this. Look how hearty that is. You're going to get all of this in what you're eating. So when you get the soup out of your stove, you need to blend it so it becomes a puree. If you like it chunky, go ahead. If not, you can have it both ways. So this is what it looks like chunky, and this is pureed.
Alright, we're going to start with the almond milk. I'm going to teach you how to make it. It's really simple. So what we need, you need a net milk bag in a container like this. Soak your almonds overnight, and we're going to need 1 cup. So we're going to strain that. See, they're gonna become a little bit more like soft. Not that much, but it'll be easier to blend. Now you need a blender and you need 3 cups of water. Oh yeah, take your pick. That's fine. We're gonna blend this for like 2 minutes. It'll get very smooth. Alright, so I think we have here. So now we're gonna strain this. Remove the pulp from the liquid. And this milk is way creamier than the normal one that we buy. And it's way more natural. So it goes here. And this is easy to find. It's a nut bag that you can strain milks, and it's really good. I feel like a farmer, like straining milk from cows.
I'm just milking almond cows right now.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you have to put your hands here. You can't avoid that. So you have to take it out all the liquid. The pulp that you have here, it's perfect to make crackers. So you can freeze, you can save it to make recipes with that. I like to blend with the 1 date, a little bit pink salt, and a dash of vanilla just to have a little bit flavor. But like this, it's ready to go for any recipe or to drink. Just make sure it doesn't have any seeds. A dash of pink salt. And maybe like this is too much, just a little bit. And a dash of vanilla. That's it. Here. So a 1/2 cup of almond milk, and we're gonna dissolve the starch. You can use corn starch. I'm using potato starch, and we're gonna use a 1/3 cup. Ooh. This is soluble in the milk. And the other 1/2 cup of milk, we're gonna boil that. So you have that 1/2 cup with the starch, and we're gonna boil a 1/2 cup, and we're gonna boil with 3 cardamom seeds.
Now you don't eat the cardamom pods, so you have to remove
them.
them.
You take it out, yeah, just for now. And a 1/4 cup of ground almonds. You can ground in your blender. See, it's starting like bubbling like this, so it's good. So now we're gonna add that another 1/2 cup of milk with the starch. I'm gonna use coconut sugar, so I'm gonna use only 2 tablespoons. Feel free to add more if you feel like. And rose water to taste. I'm just gonna use like a, and you're gonna incorporate those. If you're starting getting too thick, you know, just adding more milk. I couldn't take out my cardamom, so if you eat it, just take it out. If you eat it, you can try to take it out, but it's hard. You see how like it's very thick because it's a pudding. It's gonna like this. Now you put in a container, and then you can dash with cinnamon. You can have some pistachios or some raisins, and you can get creative.
Now guys, this is for suhur. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Look at this pudding. For any pudding.
Yes, and it's vegan. Well, we saw. Make it with almond milk, your homemade almond milk. It's better. It's creamier, it's healthier.
It does not taste like Play-Doh. Almond milk to me tastes like Play-Doh. I cannot stand it. Until I had this one, I swear to God, it's a different, like...
She loves it, like, yes!
I cannot believe it. Like, I took a jar for myself in the fridge. It's so good.
You guys gonna like it.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yes. Well, cheers for that.
Cheers, we have to try this.
I'm gonna put this one here.
Yes, try it. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Smell the rose.
Oh yeah, the rose is the best. I bought it when I was in New York and it was very expensive, but she told me you can find it cheap.
You can find it cheap. Rose water, you know, guys. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
The rose.
So good. Remember, if you find a cardamom pod, you can split those out. Don't eat those. This is incredible.
And this is for breakfast too, right? Because it's only almond milk. It's a pudding. You can eat cold or hot.
Oh my God. So good. Look at this. This is your lentil soup, and we pureed it because it can also be a curry for anything else that you want to eat. Ready? This is a specialty for Ramadan. You can also blend this and just feed it to children. It's delicious and it's vegan. So Ramadan Mubarak. We are going to continue eating. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.